Tonight, President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin give dueling speeches at the United Nations. We find out which stars have been nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the U.S. says goodbye to Pope Francis as his historic multi-city tour comes to an end. These stories and more, Pirate News Network starts right now.
From the School of Communication Studio at East Carolina University, this is Pirate News Network.
Hi, and welcome to Pirate News Network. I'm Lily Boslau, and these are today's top stories. It's the last day of Pope Francis's historic multi-city tour and what has already been a very eventful week. The Pope maintained his hectic schedule through the end. Chris Welch is in Philadelphia with a look at the Pope's last day in the U.S.
Some think that, excuse my wording, being good Catholics means we must be like rabbits. No, responsible parenthood.
Keurig is getting into the soda machine business. The company, best known for its single-serve pod-based coffee makers, unveiled the Keurig Cold today. The Cold makes soda and other carbonated drinks using plain tap water, and it's also pod-based with pods containing soda flavoring and special beads packed with carbonation. The Cold will cost you a cool $370, and the machine comes from Keurig's existing partnership with soft drink giant Coca-Cola. Superpower standoff. Amid open and bitter disagreement over the war in Syria, President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin delivered dueling speeches at the United Nations. Mary Maloney explores if the meeting of the minds will make a difference.
It took 14 seconds to make a statement without a single word uttered. A stiff and choreographed handshake between two of the most powerful people in the world, President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Earlier in the day, the president slammed Putin's apparent strategy for defeating ISIS.
In accordance with this logic, we should support tyrants like Bashar al-Assad, who drops barrel bombs to massacre innocent children, because the alternative is surely worse.
The United States supports Syrian rebels, but Putin says the only way to beat ISIS is to back Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and share intelligence with Iraq, Iran, and Syria.
No one but President Assad's armed forces and Kurds militia are truly fighting the Islamic State and other terrorist organizations in Syria.
Despite differences, Obama says he's open to working with Russia and Iran.
Realism dictates that compromise will be required to end the fighting and ultimately stamp out ISIL.
Which is why these two leaders are talking face to face in their first meeting since this encounter more than 2 years ago, before Russia invaded Ukraine and became isolated from the West, something Obama wants the United Nations to remember.
If that happens without consequence in Ukraine, it could happen to any nation gathered here today.
I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
Many familiar names are on this year's list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Singer Janet Jackson is nominated for the first time. This comes after she recently released her first album in 7 years. Other first-time nominees include Steve Miller, The Cars, Chicago, Chaka Khan, and Cheap Trick. Rap icons NWA are also on this year's ballot, along with Deep Purple, and yes, fans can cast their ballots by visiting the Hall of Fame's website or rollingstone.com. The class of 2016 will be announced in December, with induction ceremony scheduled for April. And now for a look at our weather forecast. This week is looking partly to mostly sunny, with a slight risk of a shower Saturday and possibly again Sunday. Temperatures will be in the middle to upper 60s, and winds will blow from the northeast and east over the weekend. Thanks for watching Pirate News Network. Have a great night.